Divine Feminines, thank you so much for tuning in. All right, so of course, you know I got a message for you guys. And the card that came out from the Divine Feminine Oracle deck is the Warrior Saint. I cannot pronounce this goddess's name, um, but she is the warrior of love. And it says, my devotion attracts resources and support. And so the way that I am interpreting this, or the feelings that I'm getting from this card and this energy, is about us, okay, as divine feminines, being warriors for love. And we're, some of us are in boot camp, some of us are actually out in, we're out there in combat every single day. And it's like what the divine has been trying to show us is that we have to continually stay in that warring energy, right? Because love is the highest frequency of all, okay? And it's hard to stay in that frequency. But as you are warring and you are fighting for, um, you know, the love, to embody the love, right? To be love, then guess what? You're on the right frequency to attract that love. 111 on the timer. To attract the resources, to attract the support. Okay? So, the card basically says devotion grounds us and allows us to see just how many resources are available to us. And devotion elevates our perception so that the spiritual realm can infuse us with light, strength, and energy that is greater than our own. Devotion is the action we feel compelled to take that demonstrates our commitment to love. The power of this goddess devotion kept the Sikh religion alive. The task seemed impossible. 40 Sikhs against a whole Mughal army. But what has never happened before becomes possible through true devotion and the force of pure love. This goddess is the warrior saint who reminds us to become fully devoted to what we love. Then, courage isn't an effort. It isn't something we have to cultivate. Courage is what commitment to love bestows to us. Devote yourself fully to what is at hand, to what is in your heart, and the strength, the support, and the courage to complete the task will rise to meet you. So, ask yourself, what am I committed to with my entire being? So, what are you committed to with your entire being? The love of self, right? Self-love. Your self-care, I hope. But what should divine feminine be committed to with their entire being? Really think about it. Some of you should be committed to choosing your happiness, to love, right? Ace of Cups. It feels like a combination of things, right? But of course, love is the highest frequency, so that is where your commitment lies. Your devotion should be to love, okay? Wow. So how, I don't know, it feels like it's like, what does that look like? The Knight of Cups reversed. It's looking like a divine masculine insight, but it's looking like you being emotionally balanced. So when it comes to loving, I guess you would say people, right? Or divine masculine, right? You can keep the balance, okay? It's not even just within the connection, but within self, 414, because remember, you and divine masculine share the same soul. So whatever you do for your own soul is being reflected back to the masculines. And so when you keep yourself in energetic alignment, then you can keep a foundation that is pure, a foundation that is built on truth, okay? Love, joy, right? The Four of Wands speaks of celebration. It's also a twin flame card. I just seen 444 on a timer. And so what happens is when you come out of that energy of love, then guess what? It brings a whole bunch of upheaval within your life, right? And the foundation that you have been trying to build for yourself, or even with your masculine, it's not surviving. It's not surviving the test of time. King of Wands. Okay? I feel like this is, the masculine's energy. They're here. They have a vision. Okay? They're in their leadership energy. They're determined. I definitely see that. Why? For Two of Swords. Because they made a decision. Okay, and so whatever they've been wearing a blindfold to before, or refusing to make a decision about, they're now making that decision. And I feel like it's because Divine Feminine, if you haven't, it's because majority of the collective of Divine Feminines have made a devotion, okay, after going through some type of tower moment of some sort. But now it feels like we're in that energy of, hey, I need to be devoted to, or committed to, that frequency of love, that energy of love. Like, that's one of the toughest battles for Divine Feminine, anybody, to actually do, is to stay in that energy of love. Because when we're looking at the world, when we're looking at our surroundings, our environments, and we're seeing it from, a 3D perspective, it's hard to be in that loving energy. And because we are Divine Feminines, and we are, supposedly be operating in our divinity, this is what it's called for. It's called for us to actually be the warriors of love. Okay. And again, this journey may not be for everybody, but however, if you are on a journey, it's about your commitment. It's about your commitment to love. It's about your commitment to your evolution. It's about your commitment to your ascension, right? And so, another one. There we go. The Death and the King of Wands. Again, comes out. But here with the Death card coming out in a reverse, there's still some things that need to be released. And so how I'm seeing it is that through the situation with the Divine Masculine, it's causing a whole massive amount of triggers within you that has not been released or dealt with. And so there needs to be a death. And it's a death to self, is how I'm hearing it. Death to the ego. Thank you. I just seen a blue jay. 6 of Wands. I seen it visually, so I don't know if that means anything to anyone. But the 6 of Wands. This is how you win. This is how you accomplish what it is that you are looking for. This is how you get the recognition. This is how you succeed. So, 8 minutes. So what's blocking Divine Feminine? 8:18 on the timer. Could be trying to seek perfection. Could be trying to seek perfection out of Divine Feminine, out of yourself, basically out of Divine Masculine, out of whoever's around you. I don't know. But it says everyone has flaws. Choose only 5 must-haves and deal breakers that matter. Okay? Right? Because we have to have healthy boundaries at the end of the day. But to seek perfection is not going to be the answer. You have to release control. Okay? Look, you don't have to do nothing, but it's advised. Okay? Being guarded. All right? So you could be very guarded in your energy, but I understand you may be doing that as a form of protecting yourself. But you have to trust others and let them into your heart, okay? And anything else? Passion isn't the same as lasting love. So don't get sucked in just by good sex, okay? Lust, it says lust. That's what it is, or it could be when it comes down to your relationships, not love. So it got to be more than that, okay? It has to be more than the passion. It has to be more than the love, right? It has to be more than the good sex. It got to go deeper, right? This is like so deep, okay? And so remember, your soul is all that you need in these moments, okay, Divine Feminine? All right, peace.